I have it in the room. Amber?
Did you find a FOIA book?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Found a bunch of stuff all over, and I've got it in one book.
Oh yeah.
So, Amber, can you grab me the book, please? The same question you asked on the last meeting about the pay. There's a resolution for that one as well. I don't think we've followed through because I don't have time to do everything.
And you know there's a cemetery ordinance.
A cemetery ordinance?
Yes, there is. And if you're gonna raise rates, make sure that there's no rates listed in that ordinance, or you're gonna have to revise it.
Redo the ordinance.
I
The
haven't seen that.
resolution for the
Do
raise.
you know which
Answering her
ordinance?
question first. One thing at a time.
Yeah, let's finish her question first.
I need to know what ordinance that is because I've read
Yeah,
the
we did it.
ordinance book many times.
You know what, I'll just fill out a FOIA and then I'll find it. That's easier. Bring that information on.
So, from my understanding, when I went to go do the rates, because in 2015 it was set here, so we do have something, but it's not present.
And you said about a resolution, like how does the public, if they wanted to know what the resolution was?
There's a FOIA book you gotta do.
Yeah. So the resolutions, FOIA, come in and ask for a copy. I'll give you a copy. It's hanging up on a 3-ring holder on my shelf. That was just in case someone did call and need information that there was at least a pay. On top of everything else, I have not gotten to, because there.
Basically, I think at this point, when we talked about that, is it used to be free. Now when you come in and request something, you have to pay for it.
FOIA has for the printing of everything,
Right.
for the time, because you gotta go back and to all kinds of different
Research.
records and everything to get it.
Research.
So that pays an hourly rate.
Of $10 right now, an hourly wage, so this was,
Yeah, it's gotta be redone.
yes. I just haven't had enough time to do everything. So if you really want to submit a FOIA, go for it,
Okay.
honestly.
Thank you.
But if you want to just come in and you need something, just come in and ask
Yeah.
us.
Otherwise, you got
I said I
deadline.
thought, yeah.
That's what most people do, is just come in and ask. We
And
can
we've
grab
never
it.
denied anybody any access of anything. We've been very transparent.
You like your minutes.
Huh?
You like your minutes.
I'm on a board myself, so I know.
You need to go to hours. Sounds like we're a small, tiny community that wants to stay small, but we're growing.
I know.
We got a buttload of work, boatload, sorry.
I'm trying. Like I said, I put in as many hours as I can. I also own another business. I was told when I started that it was 20 hours a month.
No.
And it
You don't
wasn't.
say that.
It's not. And I don't mind it. I've learned so much. I really have. And I appreciate everyone's being patient with me as this learning process with my stupid grammar stuff and misspelled and everything. You guys have been so kind. But please just continue being patient as I'm trying to get as much done on a limited time. This is not a Monday through Friday 40-hour job. That's
Like
all
we've
I have to
said,
say.
We need to open that up down the road.
I would love
Get a
to.
full-time person, you know what I'm saying?
I would love to.
It's gonna happen down the road.
It needs it.
Yeah, it does.
The township needs a full-time treasurer, to be completely honest. The clerk, the supervisor, we all are managing. I mean, I could spend an extra day here, but I'm not gonna say it.
And millages need to be tweaked no matter how you look at it. Some people are gonna follow the side of the road, but most people are gonna move ahead.
Well, anyway, that comes up with both now.
Yeah.
That's a different.
When we had the financial advisor come in, I literally looked at him, I said, it's gonna take my whole term to clean this place, and he said yes. I don't have that much time, you guys. And, as much as I try to stay positive, I get a lot of negative feedback that really impacts of how much I really want to do. And how much more do I want to put into this when I don't get, I'm not asking for respect. I'm just asking for a simple hi. You know, I get sneered at. I get people that don't even want to look at me. I get people that talk about me. We have affirmations up there because people don't think I hear what's going on out there. But I'm supposed to come in here and grin and bear it. And I'm trying to do what's best because I chose to live here. Just as I can choose to leave. But we want to make this our home. Because everybody at first was so nice to us. But I took this position thinking the same thing, and it's not. Not even close. And I haven't done anything but tried to make this place good.
So what do you mean by it when you say you gotta clean the place up?
There's so much stuff. Running this little township
We-
isn't little.
we
It's a big deal.
We had a financial advisor that was demanded by the state come in because of what's
Yeah, an auditor?
happening.
Well, the auditor
auditor,
already came in and already
They
does so
follow
much.
the auditor. I mean, there's a lot of things that have been done in the past that were watched. I mean, the big change, and I'm not trying to place blame on anybody, but the big change was a drop in the checkbook from putting the building back.
You don't understand what happened there.
We don't.
I
and-
I
don't
try to
as much.
explain it, and you guys keep saying that we spent money we weren't supposed to. If you find the RDA letter and that, it would tell you we had to spend.
We're
the
missing
money.
185,000. Can you tell
Hang on
us
a
where it
second.
is?
Hang on.
How are you
No.
missing
I'm just telling you, we are-
$185,000?
I don't
We're-
know. They can't find it.
Hey,
If
please
you want to
stop,
come
both
in
of you.
and help us, I'm
Hey.
not down
No.
her. I'm asking
No.
her for help.
right.
I'm just telling you, you guys are telling half the story.
Nobody
That's-
said you did it wrong.
No.
But
I
when you
want you
have
to find the letter from
$365,000 leave your checkbook in 1 year, and you go
Yes.
from 550 to 140, it throws a red flag up at the state, and that's what brought all of this on. And I have went through the letters that you wrote, and I've talked to them
No,
about it.
did you find the RDA letters that said that they will go and take our money? They were gonna take our money and put it from the general fund for the sewer project. If we
They're
would
not.
spend money,
That's a different thing. They're
no,
talking
it's
about
not
that
a
idiot.
different thing. It's because the rec building is in that letter that we were gonna spend over $200,000. We had to spend over $300-some thousand because we had too much money.
I'm just saying it threw a red flag up at
No.
the state, and that's what we're dealing
Uh-uh.
with. It is.
Find the letter.
Well, the letter's not going to say anything when the
I-
state.
Yes, it is. It's gonna tell you exactly what it was for.
We took the phone call from the state. I mean,
Whatever.
I understand
You know
what
what?
your letter said. I know what your reason
No,
was,
you
and I went through it.
No, you don't.
It still threw a
Because
red
you
flag up,
gotta find
Nancy.
it.
That's
You gotta
why.
find it.
Okay, we can find it. We can
All
talk
my
about it later.
checks were accounted for. I never ever had a check missing.
Well, we do.
Everything was, well, that isn't on me because my checks were,
Hey, we're not going to go through this. When 2/3 of your money leaves your savings account, it throws a flag up at the state, and that's why we're going through this. The taxpayers deserve to know, and we're going through an
And I am
audit. We're
trying to
going
tell you,
through a
find the
financial
letter.
advisor because of that
Find the letter.
$368,000 deduction.
call up UP engineers and that and ask them if they have a copy of the letter and that and have them send it to you.
I think you're getting way too defensive for
No,
what this is.
I am trying to tell you what we had to do, and you're not listening. You're just assuming everything. We had to spend money. Oh, we should have just let them take the fucking money. That's what we should have did.
I'm just
And it
telling
would have
you.
went to the sewer project. We would have lost all our general fund money.
Yeah.
All of it would have been gone to a sewer project.
That's
RDA
unique there then, because the state's not saying that.
Yeah, well, because they don't know what RDA had told us. You're not allowed to have excess money as a township. They were going to take our money. So what were we going to do? Let them take our money for a grant and a loan? That we wouldn't even gotten a grant or loan if we would have signed this letter.
Well, the gentleman that was here last week, I guess, he'll tell us in his findings because it's going to come here and it's going to go to the state. So we
That's
will
fine.
find out through the auditors too.
I don't have anything to hide.
Auditors
I
are
hope
the
not,
one,
because they're climbing in Carp
Whatever.
Lake Township's ass.
right?
If you
I
want me
don't
to tell you.
have nothing to hide.
Because
Find the letter and
that
it'll
change.
tell you what we had to do. But you guys don't wanna listen.
I'm listening to you, but at this
No,
point, when
find
the
the
state
letter.
sends in auditors and the state sends in CPAs and the state sends this stuff in, you shut up and listen. We are allowed to ask questions, but when these people are here, it's for a reason, okay?
Then get the letter. That's what I'm asking.
Well,
Get
they have
proof of it.
several letters.
No, from RDA.
Okay.
Call UP engineers and ask them for that letter.
RDA
It was
letter.
back in 21.
RDA.
All right,
And
well,
it tells you exactly what we had, we were gonna spend over $300,000 on. The tractor was one of them. Roads was another one. Carps was another one.
Tractor's of 2017.
It doesn't matter. It was in there.
Okay,
Because we were supposed to do something for the lagoon.
all right. We'll see what comes of it. Everybody will know once we get their stuff in.
That's fine.
Mike, excuse me. Now, Nancy's mentioning some information that she had. She understands the letter that she's referring to. Is there any way that, of course that's up to Nancy, but for her to help out in this
No,
area?
no.
She can because he's no longer on the board and being that
I
it's.
don't want to
But we're
be,
trying to,
I cannot be in the same room
oh, no, that's okay. I'm just saying.
because they're not listening
But we're
already.
trying, I'd like to finish my statement.
Go for it.
What I'm trying to say is, it sure is nice for adults to work together and communicate so we understand the specific item that we're discussing, that it's the same thing that we're all talking about. And hopefully with gathering information, understand the flow of transactions, flow of communication, that we all can sit down in a nice powwow meeting and understand what's going on. And this is even with the auditors in presence, so that they understand. Apparently, Nancy is explaining it more thorough because she's been involved with it. The auditors don't know what they're doing. I mean, I shouldn't say that. The auditors are questioning, but to satisfactorily explain the discrepancy, there's got to be somebody who knows much more, and it seems to me that Nancy has got that information. Now, however, how we get together is another story. I mean, we got to be friends here to solve issues. And I know regulatory bodies come into play, and it's got all kinds of rules. Auditors have their own rules, but it is sure nice to have another person that's maybe not even involved today to explain what happened years back. And that's all I'm saying, that Nancy can be an asset if she wishes to, rather than us discussing it here, because the way to explain these type of problems is by spreading paper along that big table there and follow the transactions and how to communicate that comes with it to get an answer. And then everybody's got the meeting of the mind and say, oh yeah, it's over here and something, A lot of times it's because we don't understand regulatory bodies, what they expect, how to move things around. And I can imagine we can't solve that problem if that problem really doesn't exist. But if we don't know the facts of a particular problem, yeah, it's going to be burden on you, Mike, to answer those questions. But it'd be nice to have somebody that's going back to 2017, 2000, whatever. But
Well, the nice thing about that is it's not on me. I mean, that's the other thing is the separation processes that happen. They beat up on the clerks, they beat up on the treasurers.
yeah,
And I'm the one that just has to explain it to you guys.
Yeah.
But, I've seen certain letters that have used that building since 20, as an excuse for this, an excuse for this, or explain for this, or explain for that. And then technically when the checks were cut, when it was completed 3 years later, was when the big drop happened. And that ultimately is what threw the red flag up. So, I mean,
What would you have done in that when you didn't have any money coming in from the insurance company? And you have contractors and that. And be blamed and everything for hiring contractors after the insurance company agreed to pay you $531,000. No, they didn't.
I wasn't there, and I
No,
feel
you
like you're
weren't.
getting defensive, and I mean, we're just trying to
You
make the state
weren't.
happy with it. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't have signed a single contract without the insurance company okaying it. That would have been me in business. I mean, you can't spend any money until you get it, and the insurance company should have been involved in that from the start to the finish.
They wanted to give us $200,000 for a $531,000 bill. They knew exactly how much everything was.
I would have
They said,
fought
"Go
the
ahead."
fight then and got the money then
I
before you
did.
spent it.
I did.
Okay.
But I had contractors that needed their money. I knew I had enough money. I knew I was going to get money back.
But if it would have been planned out right, the insurance
Okay.
companies would have
You know-
paid them. Well, the
you know
insurance
everything.
company will disperse money if
Yeah,
it's
you
all
know everything.
orchestrated. It's no accident happens.
Can
No,
I ask a
that's not
question,
how it
just ask a
works.
question? Were we required to rebuild that building?
You don't get nothing if you don't rebuild.
Well, well, I got insurance on my house. If my house burns down, they're gonna repay me for my house.
It's replacement costs.
Yeah,
We got over
There again, it depends on your
1.2 million
policy.
from an insurance
but then we had the
company.
wrong policy on that building when it
It
collapsed.
was $660,000. The insurance didn't go and end up paying out 1.2 million on a 660,000 policy.
And why did we?
They didn't have to do that.
I think
They
the
paid out
insurance
one
company
point six on the 600,000, where's the rest of the money?
they
Yeah.
paid out 800,000.
What?
Taxpayers paid 368.
Yeah.
We had to pay for some things because of the letter. Find it.
Should have been
Otherwise,
filed
go
correctly,
ahead,
you
keep
would have
blaming that. We just spent money without anyone knowing.
I don't think there's a blame here. I mean, it's done.
It is a blame.
It's
I've
tough.
been listening to the meetings that.
I just-
Every time you turn around, you went from 300,000 to 360,000, Mike. Don't sit here and tell me other than.
You're over 300. I mean, if you want an exact number, I believe it was $368,000.
Which is fine because we were supposed to spend money.
Obviously not okay with the state, what you did with taxpayer money. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing.
Yeah, well, the
I'm just saying.
RDA would have stole our money.
I'm not the state. I'm not going to fight the state. I'm going to be compliant.
Go
And
for
They're
it.
sending auditors
Because
and
you're
they're
going
sending
to find out the
CPAs.
hard way.
By
Wait till
complying
you
with
find
the
out the
state,
hard way.
you have to comply with the state. We're in the state. So it's not a matter of finding out the hard way. You have to comply with the state. And they're going to do what they want to do in this, for instance, to make themselves happy. I mean, our money comes from the state to the county to our township. So I guess whatever you all want to do with what she says, but I am, as a supervisor for the township, going to comply with county and state rules and regulations, and what they're asking us to do right now, I'm going to comply with. I'm going to comply with the investigations. We're letting them come in and we're giving the information we know, and we're going to see what happens. And I look forward to seeing what they have a result of. But I mean, the other thing is if Homer as the supervisor and Nancy as the clerk, if there was some things that were done non-compliant there, I guess we have to deal with that. If you did it okay, great. Don't get mad at me. I mean, when we take phone calls and we take letters from the state level, I'm not going to argue with that.
Can't you go back and just look at the general ledger from the bank and see where the money went? It's not that hard.
It is hard because it's not in there. So I
You
tried
guys
to,
might not have it, but the bank has it. Bank has everything.
but it would.
We
To
actually just found the
reconcile.
one check that he wanted to see. We did find that finally in a certain other thing. I mean,
the
that's
bank
the other
has
thing.
records.
You realize, Joe, that there's 19 accounts here?
I do.
That easy.
I sat there. For 20 years I was on that table. 6
So-
years I sat where you sat.
So things have been challenging. I mean, even the auditors were like, why the hell are you doing this? Why the hell are you doing that? So, I mean,
Anyway, it's a civil servant position, and it's not that hard to check where the money went. You
Can't
just got to go to
find
the
it, though.
bank.
well,
The
They're
bank has all
working
the
on that.
information. All you
I
have
mean,
to
we
do is do it for
could.
you with the
We're
bank.
trying to figure out where.
You're not going to find it in there.
It should be though. It should be in QuickBooks.
Statements of
Absolutely, it
computer.
should. It should reconcile with our accounts. Everything should reconcile,
It
so it
should.
should be in there, and it's not. And there's nobody to argue with. We're just, I call it CSI here. From the moment I've been in
Why don't
here,
you have
everything's
the bank, though, is
CSI.
what
We
I'm
have to
saying.
find everything.
Everything.
There's 30 years of files in that room?
Oh, there's more. There's, well, no. There's
at this point, you guys can argue all you want. I mean, the
I'm
state
not-
sent people in.
I'm not
So,
arguing. First of
Well,
all, I'm not
arguing. I'm
arguing.
trying to help you here.
Yeah.
I would
I
say
really
that
am.
they,
Go to
their
the
auditors-
bank. Go through the
We have-
years. All the accounts are in the bank.
So-
it's not that hard.
But
the bank
You
has
say
every
that, though, but
deposit,
the
every
accounts
check, every
have to
withdrawal.
match our QuickBooks, and they're not matching. For whatever reason, the auditor has pointed out because that's why we haven't received our report yet from the auditors, because we're trying to find some more stuff. There's a check for $185,000 and some odd change that is not accounted for.
Should we go to the bank?
Why does everybody refer that? It's not in there. It's supposed to be in here. They can't find it. It was on the account, but it's not in there, but we don't know where it's from. It was transferred, Amber, from.
Okay, so the situation is, auditor sent me a list of things that I was supposed to collect from 2024. There was, and you were around June of 24, there was $285,000 that was taken out of trust and agency account and deposited, which is the final reimbursement from the 2020 claim. So I have to give them supporting documentation. Where did this $285,000 come from, right? They want to know. It's in my account, right? Okay, I cannot find that supporting documentation. I have scoured this office over there. I've had Sil looking for it. When Linda was here, Linda was looking for it. I've scoured here. I've looked for emails. I've searched all of the rooms. I can't find where this $285,000 came from. Now, we got our heads together and we're like, okay, there was multiple payments that came throughout the years, right? 2021, 22, 23 to add up. So we're like, maybe these numbers are adding up to $285,000. It doesn't. Nothing adds up to $285,000. The financial guy is coming down on me for this. Why don't you have your stuff together? Why can't you find this? It needs to be here. It needs to be here. Auditors, they want to know where it's at. She simply sent me a list. Hey, what's with this $285,000? Can you elaborate? I go to my trust and agency QuickBooks. Minimal information in there, but like I said, you have to click in it to really delve into what it is, because it doesn't go and give you the full thing when it prints out, right? So then I have to log out of that company profile, log into my general fund, and then track it that way. Guess what? It doesn't add to $285,000. The money's sitting in our account.
So nobody stole it.
No, it's not that. It's just they need proper documentation, and I can't find the documentation to back up this money.
Right, that's my point, is to assume that you did something wrong.
Right.
It's
incorrect,
not. It's just we
it's
can't
just our
back it
job
up.
right now to comply.
And this is
We're
from
going to
June
comply with
of
every question
24.
you ask. I mean, if you want to get mad and leave, nobody is assuming you did anything wrong. We just are struggling to comply.
Everybody assumes that because
Everybody
I think
thinks because you get asked a question you stole or did something wrong.
everybody,
That's
every
getting
time.
ridiculous.
That's immature
No,
right
it's
there.
just we
When you
can't
get asked a
track
question,
that.
if you
Jesus.
automatically assume
Well,
guilt,
wait a minute. In one
That's
of your
up.
meetings, you did say someone stole a bunch of tools. Did you ever find out what happened to the tools?
I reconciled that the next meeting.
But I didn't hear it, or I didn't see it in minutes.
So the tools came from the gentleman that brought the jetter. And I said that everybody needed to back off of that. That's why initially when it happened, I said we need to gather more information. But I mean, if you want to bring that up, I guess I will ask Homer. I mean, how did this place function for 20 years without a screwdriver set, without a ratchet strap, without a log chain?
Because they always came out to my shop and used my stuff, and I let them do it for free. That's what they did. They always used my shop. They used my welders, my torches, my hoist, my loaders. They used everything. Because that's what we do.
So why was the trailer wasn't even properly assessed? Like when they
I mean, the lights didn't work on the trailer. It had no safety chains. I
No
mean,
idea, man.
I
I haven't been sitting there for.
well, we're
But not only that,
Just-
if he's out there again, you can't do that. I mean, I can't have somebody go to your place and work as your friend. If something happens, they're going to own your shop. I would rather not have you need it. I mean, there's things that have to be done a certain way. And I mean, you know, I've been educated a lot. I mean, you're a large businessman. I mean, I'm sure your insurance guy tells you what happens. I mean, someone is going to go do something tomorrow that they shouldn't do and die. And then someone's going to get sued. And I would rather it not be Carp Lake Township. I would rather have contingency plans, emergency plans. I would make sure that we can take care of all of our own stuff because it's going to happen somewhere in the United States tomorrow. And if you're not prepared for it, then you're going to be the one that's going to succumb to it. I mean, I've witnessed death because of stupidity. I've shaken a man's hand and then watched him get run over by a dump truck. I've witnessed it. I mean, I have employees that or people that you've done stuff with, and then you viewed their body because of stupidity. I've lived it, and I don't ever want it to be on my watch. And that's why I am the way I am with safety, and that's where with compliances and insurances. I mean, I hope you don't need it, but someplace tomorrow somebody's going to. And if it is Carp Lake, I want us to be prepared. You know, in the evidence, you know, of death. I mean, there is stuff here that the average person don't know about. I mean, you know, not to say it. I mean, when Ron and Dan go down in these things, you know, there's 20 foot down if all of a sudden he misses his first step and his neck goes into a rung. Are y'all prepared for that? Because someone could have that happen to them tomorrow going down to check a sewer. It very well could happen. You know, there is nothing here prepared for anything. And we're doing our best. I mean, if I'm doing it wrong, someone please tell me. Because I can punt.
Well, I would really appreciate the fact that everybody would get the word thievery out of their mouth.
Yeah. Yes.
I've never once accused anyone of stealing. Not
It'd be
once.
stupid to steal from this place, to be honest with you.
Well,
I mean, it takes 3 people to write a check, for Christ's sake. And I mean, 2 people go over their checking accounts, and then 2 people go there. I mean, for you to steal money from this place, or try to, you'd be better off going to try to borrow money from a bank with a bag of Skittles. The dumbest thing you ever did was try to steal from here. Because if we don't find it, the people that just left are going to, and I feel sorry for you if you try. I'll say that, but do I think you did? I don't think you did.
I don't think anybody stole either.
No, right now it's a hot mess, and we just have to
think
go.
How did all the rumor go around? I mean, I listened to some
One
people at the
person
bar.
leaving?
No,
No, not that person. Not that. No.
No,
Just one
I'm
person
saying
coming
that
in
there
here
was a
sitting
rumor
and
going
saying
around
something.
that so many people embezzled $100,000 a piece or whatever, and you know, it's a small community.
If you did, that would be very unique to
Yeah.
do, and if you didn't find it fairly quickly, because I mean, when you only deal with a couple hundred, maybe $400,000, I mean, I applaud you for having $500,000 in the bank.
No, I'm just saying that's some of the scuttlebutt and white line that was
Right.
going around, and
It's not possible for someone to take $100,000.
well, they
it
said
could
it was
be, I mean,
400
but
grand,
we haven't found it.
everybody sold $100,000.
Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, we're going in circles and really doing nothing.
Just we're talking.
Yeah, but we're saying the same thing, different words. With regard to auditing, I understand how it works, because it's just a little bit of experience. It could possibly be that, first of all, we have to verify, as Ember said, we have to substantiate any transactions we have. It could be piecemeal into a particular account, and maybe those amounts are just classified wrong to another account, which doesn't make up that total that you're looking for. But I hate to use the word embezzlement. That's very, very defensive and insulting. I think it's a paper trail that we can't find.
100%. We just need to answer questions, but I mean, the
Exactly.
state's going to send a couple people
And I
down here that are
understand.
pretty
And you know what
smart.
I would question is the prior year auditors going back to whenever, because they should have some information, some detailed records in their background. They should have analyzed these big amounts anyway. It's almost a natural for them to look into. So I'm talking about certified public accountants that were auditing this financial statements
Sure.
going back
Yeah.
3 to 4 or 5 years, as long as it takes. That could be a point of beginning to get some information. So nobody talks about these guys, but let's bring them in, because you paid the fee. Carp Lake Township paid the fee for them to audit. And they should have background information in their notes to hopefully figure out or try to figure out what these amounts were and how they were classified and that kind of thing. That's their job.
Well, I think you go through an audit every year, mandatory.
Yes, it is, but let's go back to, and they're responsible for a financial statement that's not properly, disclosed or exposed. So they could have some information that supports that. And I don't even know if they were involved in this discussion that you're referring to.
It could be worth looking back too, but you know, at this point, the one that we're dealing with for last year, which obviously only he was here, you know, we have to answer the questions for and do our due diligence. I mean, when you try to have a conversation like that, it's, if that's what you get, it makes it not wanting to happen.
Yeah, we need to. be
You know, it's not that
involved in
we're
business.
insinuating anything